All right, welcome back. We're talking about Ayede Ogbese, which is our very own hometown. I think it's in Akure North, right? Would you say?
Yes, Accra North Local Government of Ondo State,
All
Nigeria,
right. So we're talking about the demise of
of
the
of the king, the Oba.
a
Uh,
little while back.
yeah,
Yes.
His Royal Majesty Raphael
Okay.
Ajibola Oluyede
All right. So bring us up to
Ishioluwa
speed. What's
II.
going on? What's going on
What's
with?
going on is such that since the demise of the king, December 29, 2023, till now, no chief, no kingmaker in the kingdom is able to say that this is the whereabouts of the remains, which is quite an abomination, which is quite unprecedented and a shameful thing. What has happened is that the queen consort, the wife of the deceased king, has taken possession. Whatever she is doing, maybe, with the remains, and everybody has been treating the matter with uh, kid gloves in order not to be accused of perpetuating any harmful traditional uh, thing against a woman. But she has taken it to the extreme, such that acting in cahoots with some fall away, some fallen kingmaker in the community, and an individual who was uh, solicited to assist my office as the second most senior um, high chief in the community, as the person in charge of the financial portfolio of the kingdom to assist in revenue drive. That person was singularly promoted in a laughable and ludicrous way by the Olori as the new person occupying my space, which is no qualms because uh, I'm free of the entanglements of all those distractions, and I'm doing what suits my purpose in life, which is journalism and taking care of my family and serving my God. But surprisingly, I left Nigeria with due permission of the deceased king, and until he was not able to talk with me one on one anymore, and the wife decided to fraudulently seize the communication line, the handset, the phone, the mobile phone. I was pretending and shunning out messages as if the king was the one that was doing it. Suddenly, the Olori shocked everybody by recruiting uh, willing stooges to say that the late king had removed me as uh, a kingmaker before he passed on, which is not true. And he has since moved to lift the signature of the late king from documents to prepare some fraudulent proclamation that I was indeed removed by the late king. It is not true. However, to get this realized, she has taken possession of the remains of the king, which is unheard of, and has continued to name drop, saying that the governor of the state, Mr. Uh, Lucky Ayedatiwa, is with her in this agenda, which is completely wrong-headed and meant to achieve nothing. The latest thing she has done is that she got people to invade the premises of the palace in Ayede Ogbese, allegedly in the name of digging the grave of the late king, which is something that is supposed to be solemnly done between the kingmakers and the royal family. And then she brought in all kinds of people to desecrate the palace. This is a sacrilege. And then she was stopped. The hirelings were stopped in their tracks. The next thing was that this Olori concocted documents and allegations, submitted that to the Ondo State Command of the Nigerian Police, alleging that her life and that of her two children were uh,
At
under
risk.
threat. at risk, and that there have been attempts made to assassinate her. On the contrary, he was the one that and made moves to get people to annihilate me, which was why I opted for self-exile, because I would not stand by or sit down and allow people to just kill me so cheaply. So I chose self-exile. Beyond that, earlier today, individuals in the Oluyede royal family of Ayede Ogbese visited with the police. And the next thing the deputy commissioner of police in charge of CID in Ondo State did, at the behest of the commissioner of police of the state, is to slam all of them into detention. And then it took the intervention of a lawyer to secure their bail as return. So as this stands, Olori Olufumi Oluyede is using the Nigeria police to harass the people, the high chiefs, that is Kingmakers of Ayede Ogbese, and members of the royal family. Nobody is saying she cannot bury her husband. If she wants to bury her husband, she should take her husband to their private property. If it is about the funeral rights to our king, that has to be done by, the Kingmakers acting in consultation with members of the royal family. And then she has no right to say that in digging the grave of the late husband, they should also dig a grave alongside that of the late king. No Olori is ever buried in any palace in Yoruba, anywhere, alongside kings. Kings are kings, Oloris are Oloris. We can make our own arrangement elsewhere. So this is where we are. And going forward, decisions are going to be taken. The Olisa that has been cooperating with her, Tunji Alade Oki, who is not a native of Ayede Ogbese, who has decided to parade himself as a deputy of Ayede Ogbese, is also on notice, and other people acting in concert with them, people carrying out what's it called, non-state acts as security operatives in order to harass and silence and intimidate and possibly harm people in the community, will now be put in check. So the Inspector General of Police of Nigeria is hereby placed on notice that the community does not want any trouble with the law, with the police. But when it comes to issues of traditions, they should stay out of our business, and they will be hearing from our community by way of litigation in due time. And Governor Ayede Ogbese is thereby alerted to take a position, whether it is for the people of Ondo State, our tradition, our institutions, or as Olori Olufumi Oluyede is lying around, peddling a falsehood, saying that Ayede Ogbese approves of our agenda to continue to harass people from our husband's household, or I choose in the community to want to kill us, drive us underground, and then say that it is only Lisa and Seriki Ausawa that are the only two recognized chiefs in the community. She has no such power, and she cannot come and force Hausa Fulani agenda on us in Ayede Ogbese. This is the situation in the palace as we speak. And
I have a quick.
Yes.
Are you done? Sorry about that.
Yes.
Okay, I have a quick question for you. There's an article that was published on Punch newspaper, April 15th, 2023, by that's a while back. That was almost a year ago or so. More than a year ago now. It's titled Kingmakers Now Consult Pastors, Not Ifa, to Select Kings. That's Oba Oluyede himself. It was published by Oladimeji Ramon, right?
Yes.
Our culture, Yoruba culture, traditions, and it seems to be that there's still a clash between our cultures or traditions.
It is
And
let me tell you, because we are out of time on this segment. Let me tell
yes.
you, it is deliberate on the part of some of the modern day kings to do mischief. Okay, the deal is not restricted to Ifa alone.
Okay.
Yes, spiritual consultation, but with the active approval of Kingmakers, chiefs, and the royal family. And in this case, during his lifetime, when he tried to do that, right in the presence of the governor, I made it so clear. And with the Kingmakers were the ones who placed the crown on his head, and he brought an archbishop, a worthy man for that matter. We just said, well, we will place the crown, we will do your coronation. The your own pastor, whoever you wish, will do the invocation of the Holy Spirit. Period. These things are matters of tradition, culture, and custom, and nothing can change that. It's a matter of convention, and it is succinctly, succinctly captured in the declaration, the white paper on each royal stool. In this case, tradition trumps.
We have a few comments in the chat. Shout out to Natus in our comments right now. She says, "Omo, the Olori has liver." Or what do you say to that?
Yes, indeed, she's got more than liver. She's got
Is that a good thing or bad thing?
bad thing. What that person is saying is that she's got liver standing against tradition like that. You
Okay.
see, what she has been able to do is to manipulate the police, manipulate everybody, saying that she is a celebrity Lagos lawyer. That does not apply when it comes to tradition and small kingdoms like ours. Tradition would always triumph. And this is why I'm putting everybody, royal fathers, traditionalists, Christians, Muslims, everywhere, that even in the Bible, the queen that acted this way was Jezebel, and she met a Waterloo. There will be equivalent of that in the Quran as well. I'm not well versed in the Quran, but this is an aberration. Igbos will call it Tofiapa. Yorubas will say a war.
Hey, wow. All right. So, I mean, we'll continue to follow the story along with you because you happen to be a part of that family, directly or indirectly. So, somebody says, story, power pass power, village local champions, NATO meeting. You have anything to say to that?
Well, it's all right. It's all right. Power pass power. I don't know. I mean, ultimately, you want to push on that power. Somebody would lose, but we don't want anybody to be a victim. We just want a peaceful resolution of all this.
Right.
And no queen consort that is an Olori to be romancing the body of a late king. That in itself is a necrophilia. Sex with the dead. Nobody should live like that. That's shameful.
Anyway, if you're wondering what we're talking about our very, very, very own hometown, Ayede Ogbese. There's a you can see the flyer that was printed a little while back, I guess by the Olori, says celebrating the life and legacy of His Royal Majesty Alayelua Oba.
Even in that, she broke protocol. She got on
Protocol.
Twitter and she never allowed the palace to break the news of the passing of the king. She did that with what's it called? Fidgety, itchy fingers on the internet. How do you tweet out to people that a king has passed on as an Olori? It's not your place. It's not your duty.
It's not done in Yoruba land, eh?
They are well structured. There are protocols.
These
are what she has breached. And this is why we are putting the Ministry of Chieftaincy and Local Government Affairs in Ondo State on notice. We are putting the governor of the state on notice. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on notice that the Inspector General is acting beyond his powers. And he has to be called to order. He will not try this elsewhere. And this is all the kinds of stuff they dump on us. And then it looks like our royal institutions are inferior to other countries all over the world. What a shame.
All right, great. Let us know what your thoughts are. Hit the like, share, subscribe, and follow button. Leave your
So
comments.
finally, Ola, the
Yes.
elders that were slammed into detention today were Mama Yeyoba Elizabeth Bello, Prince
Really.
Ruben Adegoriola Oluyede, Prince Adetunji Oluyede, commonly known as Sava, and then Prince Adegboyega Oluyede. Luckily, our lawyers moved. They would be back in the community, but Lisa Femi Fajembimo, Tunji Aladeoki, Kunle Oluyede, acting with this Olori and the forceful peddlers that operate with them to please push back on these excesses and outright violation of the right of our people to uphold our culture and tradition in terms of kingmaking and royal funeral rights. They have to caution themselves.
All right, great. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe. Natu says even in Hausa land, it is not done. Yeah, so you have it right there. Leave your comments. Let us know what you think about this. Hit like, share, subscribe, and follow. We do have some other stories to cover. And yes, check out this next segment.